Don't eat that. Caught. Welcome to our casa, and today we're making bucatini alla amatriciana. Amatriciana only has 4 ingredients, but those 4 ingredients are extremely bold and extremely flavorful. We have guanciale, onion, tomato sauce, and pecorino romano cheese. First things first, let's cut the guanciale. Sous chef.
Here I am.
Very important job.
Very important job.
So guanciale is cured meat from the cheek of the pig. And of course, if you can't find guanciale, you can substitute with pancetta or just bacon.
Just don't use prosciutto.
Don't use prosciutto. So we start by cutting our guanciale in strips. Then we're going to take our strips and cut them into even smaller strips. Amatriciana is considered to be a classic Roman dish, but the origin comes from a town called Amatrice. Amatrice. I do actually like to say the word Amatrice, which is located about northeast of Rome, still in the same region of Lazio. The origin of this dish comes from a variation of the gricia, which is essentially an amatriciana just without the tomato sauce. The tomato sauce actually wasn't even added until 1790 in a very popular Italian cookbook. After the publication, this sauce became very well received and started to rise as one of the most popular pasta sauces. Now, the great onion debate. The original recipe does not call for them, but a lot of classical handbooks of Roman cuisine will suggest using them. I personally think that onions bring a nice sweetness to the sauce that helps cut the saltiness from the guanciale and the pecorino that's in the dish. Plus, I am super in love with onions, like borderline obsession, so I put them in everything. I'm definitely pro onions, but Francesco asked a few of his friends that are from Rome, true Romans, and we got 2 different contradictory views. So, to onion or not to onion?
Federico say yes, Valerio say no.
We say yes. Where this dish originates, they use the pasta-shaped spaghetti, and they still use that there. But of course, the Roman variation uses bucatini, and that's what we'll be using today. A beautiful bucatini made from all the way down south in Gragnano.
Gragnano is a hill town located in between mountains and the Amalfi Coast. With a population of 30,000 people, it's part of the municipality of Napoli, which is located about 20 miles northeast. Northwest, northwest.
Northwest, 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 I was northeast.
Gragnano is the home of the best Italian dry pasta. Just imagine that town main street was laid out in a way to capture the breeze from the mountain and the sea air, back when the pasta makers were hanging their spaghetti on rods like laundry. This beautiful little town is not only famous for their pasta, but also for their wine. The New York magazine called Gragnano the only wine Italians drink with their pizza. Drunk young and served chilled, Gragnano brings a touch of sweetness and a smoky finish, and its effervescence helps cutting through the fattiness of the pecorino and the guanciale, all the ingredients that we're gonna put in our pasta today. This is a wine of ancient origins. It is mentioned in Greek intellectual scripts, and in 1808 the king of Napoli, Joachim Murat, called agronomists from France in the effort to introduce this great variety in France. From that moment, the Gragnano rise began. The Gragnano we're drinking today comes from a small winery called Poggio delle Beccanti, founded in 1950s by Raffaele Lamura and his brother Paolo. It is right now run by son Giovanni and grandson Raffaele. The main mission of this little winery is the preservation of the vine and the type clones that are typical of this area, making the territory the center of their effort. They try to re-establish a new covenant between man and their lands, and that's why we really love them. I am very anxious to try this. Let's open it.
Sorry.
You open it?
No.
Opened!
Cheers!
Cheers! Thank you, Gragnano.
So refreshing.
So refreshing and rustic.
So Gragnano has great sparkling red and pasta.
Let's move there.
Let's move there now. Ew, stop eating the raw! Now that we have the most important part, our wine, let's start cooking. We have the guanciale cut and we are cutting up the onion and we're ready to get this sauce going. So I asked Francesco to get us a large saute pan and he got us a large saute pan. First step is we're going to use a little olive oil in our pan. And yeah, typically when you're cooking bacon or guanciale or something super fatty, you're not gonna use the oil. But in this pasta sauce, we are, because it's going to just add a more deepened richness and flavor to our sauce. So we have our oil over a medium-high flame, and once it's hot enough, we're going to add our guanciale. After 4 minutes, or when your guanciale starts to really crisp up, we're going to add our one onion that has been chopped, diced finely. Oh yeah. If you're wondering what paradise looks like, it's in this pan. And after about 2 to 3 minutes, we're going to add in our tomato sauce. And second box. Once it's all incorporated, we're gonna lower that flame, cover, and let it be. The longer you can let it sit on a low flame, the better and more intense the flavor will be. We're going to let it sit around 45 minutes. All right, the sauce has been on for about 45 minutes. It's turned into a nice like burnt orangey, kind of darker color. And it smells like heaven in our house. And my sous chef is back here grating the pecorino romano. Meanwhile, we're going to start boiling our water for the pasta. Now our pasta water is boiling. We're not going to add any salt to this because the pecorino and guanciale are salty enough. We're only going to cook the pasta in the boiling water for about 3 to 4 minutes because 80% of it's going to be cooked into the amatriciana sauce. And before we strain the pasta, we're going to get some of that pasta water. Pasta in. Still almost even crunchy. That's okay because this sauce is boiling and hot and it's gonna cook it and it's gonna cook all those beautiful flavors of the guanciale and the onions right into your pasta. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit of that pasta water. After testing the bucatini, this is the perfect al dente for us. So we're going to turn off the flame and add our pecorino. We We add a little bit of olive oil at the end there and mix it all together. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's super good. Wow.
So amazing.
Guanciale.
Yeah, I didn't serve you too much guanciale. I know it's